Welcome, everybody, here and virtually. It is 6 o'clock, and I'm calling this meeting, the regular Board of Education meeting, to order. If you would like, any citizens that would like to make a public comment, there are forms on the back shelf. If you would fill those out with your name and what you'd like to speak about, address, and if you would return them to our wonderful secretary here, Sarah, that would be awesome. And at this time, we're going to stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Sarah, can you do the roll call?
Ms. Hamilton, Mrs. Simonetti, Ms. Williams, Ms. Sharp, Mr. Dobies, Mr. Reddy, Ms. Acton.
Agenda number 4, approval of agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
Any deliberation? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Agenda item number 5, I'm turning it over to Jeremy, our superintendent, for his report.
Thank you, President Acton and Board of Trustees. Welcome to the April meeting. I have some celebrations. I think this time of year we just need a little positive shot on the arm, so I'll try to be brief. Today was Bus Driver Appreciation Day, and we were able to spend some time at our Operations and Transportation Department with a pizza and ice cream social. And so we want to say thank you to all of our transportation providers for all their hard work and efforts, getting our young people to school and back, and all the evening activities. They're very busy this time of year, and it was a great day to say thank you. Happy Bus Driver Appreciation Day. Last week was Administrative Professionals Day. So Sarah, my right hand over here, taking care of business, the people behind the scenes, the face of our buildings, our secretaries, they really carry the heavy lift for our buildings, answering phones, first to get there, last to leave many times. And so we want to make sure we acknowledge them publicly as well. Had a great time celebrating with them. Coming up is May 4th through 8th for everyone out there. Thank a Teacher. Happy Teacher Appreciation coming up. And we're especially celebrating Lisa Rando. Lisa has been named a Jackson Magazine Top 10 Teacher. She is a kindergarten teacher at Sharp Park Academy and has been with the district since 1999. So there will be lots of representatives throughout the county, and we're proud that Jackson Public Schools is being represented by Mrs. Rando. This is hot off the press. Jackson Public Schools sent a group of young people to Charlotte, North Carolina for academic games, a long-standing tradition of excellence with Jackson Public Schools. Jackson High School took seconds in onsets, a logic game. Sophomore Leo Nguyen took first place on onset, so we have a national champion at Jackson Public Schools. While we have 4 national champions historically, Leo is the first player in JPS to win the individual national championship while playing in the elevated division, which is all juniors and seniors, and he's a sophomore. So that's a very prestigious what he's accomplished. Again, the Jackson High took second in the nation in equations. So they have some nice pictures on social media with their trophies and just really the experience. Jake Holland, our coach, is a former national champion winner as well, came back. One of our former board members, Libby Brown, was a longtime teacher of academic games. So it's great to see the young people coming back. We had 2 seniors, Vincent Wu and Lillian Lee, and a junior, Jaden Roy, and 2 sophomores, Ishan and Leo. And so the future is bright, and we congratulate them on their success at the national stage. And finally, my last update is JPS strategic planning has been a big part of the work that we said we wanted to do, and we are well on our way. So we began partnering with MASB as a result of this board's decision to hire that company to support us in this work. We surveyed over 500 students, families, community members, in-person, virtual opportunities to gather feedback, and many board members, all these board members actually, 50 community members came together a couple of weekends ago and just really did great work to provide mission, strategy, belief statements, and the work continues. Yesterday, actually, about another 20, 30 of us got together to continue that process of, it's called a post-retreat implementation workshop. We looked at our MyKIP goals, goals that have been our goals for a few years, and how we integrate this work together. So we're not completely changing the plan, just making sure we have a shared vision. What are those challenges for Jackson Public Schools where we want to continue to improve? What are those priorities and targets? So you got a lot of things, right? But if you're going to do things well, then you need to narrow the scope and the vision, and we continue to do that. So at next month's board meeting, Kimberly May will be here to present out on that whole process. So we want to say thank you to everyone who's participated, and thank you to the Board of Education for providing this opportunity to plan for success for many years to come with Jackson Public Schools and through that strategic planning process. So at this time, this concludes the superintendent's report, unless you have any questions.
Thank you, Superintendent Patterson. Item number 6, consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Support?
Support.
Any deliberation? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Hearing none, motion carries. Item number 7, citizens requesting to address the board. So I have John C. King.
I'm John King. I live at 203 3rd Street here in the city. I wanted to speak out against the attack against the United States Constitution that was done during the last meeting by disgraced and former Vice President and somehow now Treasurer Derek Dobies, along with Jen Gallagher and others. I know with Jen Gallagher and then Mayor Dobies, they had a meeting basically the same, sort of an attack against the United States Constitution. Jen Gallagher was the Moms Demand Action representative at that meeting. It must have been at least 5 to 7 years ago. So Carl Struble ends up mentioning Oakland County schools, that tragic shooting there. And I'm thinking, kind of like close to home, I think he was suggesting. I was thinking, we had a 13-year-old just this year kill a 16-year-old just, I don't know, 5, 6 blocks away maybe, or not that far. And so, and of course it was, I think, past midnight. They are having a sleepover apparently. I don't think it was to study for school. And yet you have that situation. So disgraced and former Vice President and now somehow Treasurer Dobies, Jen Gallagher, Carl Struble, and others think the problem is the United States Constitution. Of course, now today we have like James Comey being indicted again. He wrote 86.5 with seashells and posted on social media. Michigan's governor did that back in 2020. And of course, we have a shooting at the Saturday night at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. But I guess our problem is the United States Constitution to many of them. I also wanted to bring up the Superintendent Patterson being listed as endorsing city council candidates. Currently, I speak of Derek Dobies again. That's one. Shalana Hunt was endorsed by him. There was a post, Jeremy Patterson, superintendent with the JPS logo. That is clearly illegal. There's no questions. All the other stuff with Derek Dobies, that's highly unethical at best. For him to have a subordinate endorse him, I mean, it's really endorsement. I mean, I don't think there's such great candidates that the superintendent should be endorsing them, but so there's certainly highly ethical and probably illegal issues. And I would hope for the board to maybe have the attorney give an opinion on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. King. Item number 8, discussion items, 252682 Lenco Painting. And I'm going to turn this over to Marcus.
All right, good evening. So as you probably remember, over the last few years, we've been repainting the high school here, the corridors and the classrooms, mostly in the summertime. So this summer, we're looking to finish up the final floor. So we're going back to the first floor to paint those corridors. We received a quote from Lenco, who's done the rest of the building, so to keep it consistent, we'd like to stay with the same painter. He's done a great job. The amount is $54,893. It would be done over the summer, and again, because the summer spreads over both fiscal years, a little bit of that will touch each budget. So again, nothing required this month. This is just for discussion. We'll bring it back in May for final approval.
Can I ask one question? So just remind me, last year we talked about this painting and we broke it into 2 years, was it? A couple years? Did we break it down last year? And
Well,
my real question is this the same amount that we discussed?
It's similar. So last year we were painting the corridors and the classrooms each year. So last year we went down to ground floor, and we decided to not do the classrooms, but break it up and just do the corridors. We decided we're not going to go back and do the classrooms at this time because we realize now that the bond is passed, we'll be touching each of the classrooms and painting is allowable through the bond. So we're going to finish the last corridor, which would not be a bond expense, and then we'll wait for the bond to come through and hit the classrooms.
So the money comes out of the general fund, correct?
Correct. This would be a regular maintenance item.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions? Item number 252683, 2027 FY preliminary budget, and I'm turning that back over to Marcus.
Sure, and again, we've talked about this every year, so this is actually the ISD's budget. There's a state law that requires all districts to review and vote, either approve or reject the ISD's budget for the upcoming year. So this is a copy of their preliminary budget that you have in front of you with some of their assumptions. Of course, they had to make these before the Senate and House released their budget proposals. So, I don't know how that will change things in their picture. But again, you have the handout here. Feel free to look it over. We can discuss it a little bit more at finance next week, and then we'll bring it back at the end of May at the meeting for the board's approval at that time.
I was curious, why would special education costs go up so much? They went up over 1.4 million. Do we know why that happened?
I don't know the exact reasons. I'm sure a lot of that is going to be salary and benefit costs for, I don't know what their contracts look like or their health insurance or what they're hiring, but as we know, Special ed costs everywhere going up, just as you see trends across the state.
Okay, thank you. Questions for Marcus? Next item on the agenda, 252684, Banking Services RFP, and Marcus will present this item also.
All right, so I don't know, I'm sure everyone's familiar, Comerica went through a merger earlier this past year. They were bought out by Fifth Third Bank. Comerica is our main depository, and we felt that it was the right time to put an RFP out for banking services just to see what's out there, to ensure we're getting the best quality and pricing for our district. Also, it's been a while. I think the last one was done in 2017, so it's been almost a decade at this point. And it's just good practice to do these every once in a while. So in our opinion, the merger is not going to be without changes. So there's going to be some changes to the district. And we'd rather not make changes twice. So we wanted to run this RFP and be confident in who we're going to be banking with. At this stage, we're still evaluating the bids. I think it was sent out on the state website to over 170 institutions. We received 6 or 7 responses. We're currently evaluating them, and we will have a few finalists selected for presentations between now and the May board meeting. So we'll have more discussion and bring a recommendation at that time for who we'll be banking with.
So would you expect then at the May board meeting, it will be discussion or action?
It'll be for action. This will be the discussion, just to let you know, and we'll have more discussion next week at finance as well.
Any other questions? Agenda item number 9, action items, 252685, TAR annual contract renewal. I'm turning this back over to Marcus again.
All right, so last year we put out our bid for food services. We're required to bid those services every 5 years. It's a 5-year contract. Within that 5-year period, we are required by MDE to bring back our annual renewals, which is just really to get approval for the management company service fee, which I believe is the lower of 3%, and the food CPI, which would be 3% this year. So you have that information in front of you. We did bring this in the March meeting, board and finance, to discuss a little bit. So tonight we would be recommending approval of Taher's annual contract for next year.
Move approval of the annual renewal. Madam President?
Any deliberation?
I have a question. So just on number 1 and 2, these management fees, administration fees, like, and it says meal or month. So are they for the month? Is number 1 meal and number 2 month? How do we interpret these? I guess number 1 is
I
meal,
believe
but
the
then
number
number
1
2
is-
says meal or month. So I'm guessing that's month.
That would be the monthly. The number 1 would be per meal.
Okay.
Any other deliberation? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Hearing none, motion carries. 252686, non-unit salary schedule. I'm turning this back over to Marcus.
It's my night. So again, we brought our 9-unit salary schedule to both the March board and finance facility committee meetings. And we explained at that time that the schedule looks a little different, or a lot different than in years past. We've found out from ORS, the retirement arm of the government, groups that are not in a traditional collective bargaining unit need to have a salary schedule to help protect their pensions. So Human Resources and Finance, we got together to create a salary schedule that looks more like a traditional you would see in a bargaining units group. So we came up with a 3-year salary schedule that would start for the 27-28 year. As you might remember, we were typically approving 2-year salary increases prior. So next year's salaries were approved last year by the board. So this would start for the 27-28 year, run through 29-30, and we wouldn't bring this back again until this expires at the end of that 3 years. So instead of bringing this every year, we'd bring it just like we'd bring any other collective bargaining agreement for approval at the end of that term. So again, tonight, we'd be looking for approval of the salary schedule for non-unit staff starting in the 27-28 fiscal year.
Do I,
I make a motion to approve the non-unit salary schedule.
any deliberation? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Hearing none, motion carries. Item number 10, board comments.
I'll say, wow. Yeah, so, I mean, congratulations to everyone who has been honored in the recent weeks, bus drivers, administrative assistants, teachers, academic games. I think there's also something for DECA. There's so many things posted and so many great things that we're doing. So I think Chris mentioned recently to share when you see that stuff on social media, so people know that we're out there and the great things that we're doing. Thank you.
Cheryl stole all of mine. But thank you to the bus drivers and the admin staff, and congratulations to our national champions and to everyone that participated with the strategic planning staff and community. It was a long Saturday, but it was really enjoyable, and I think we made some great strides in the right direction for our district.
Can I just echo to Cheryl's point about why it's important to share in our strategic plan is this is the time where families are making decisions about next year. And so that's why it's important that we celebrate and recognize the great things that are happening so people can make informed decisions about Jackson Public Schools, because we have great programs all the way across, and the social media platform has been very beneficial, as well as opportunities to join any school at any time for a visit. So thank you for lifting that up.
I just want to, I've been hearing in a few schools of Jackson Public Schools that kids are on waiting list. That's so soothing for me. And they're especially Sharp Park Academy. Their parents came up to me. They're saying, "Yeah, my son is on the waiting list. Can you help us out?" So, and I didn't say that. I said, "Let me see what I can do." So, hopefully, yeah, we are heading in the right direction. And like Mr. Patterson said, this is the time where parents make decisions to, for their kids to see where they want to send their kids. So share all those positive vibes all over the social media. So thanks, everyone. Yeah.
I'll keep my comments short. Appreciate all of the bus drivers and our Director of Transportation, who I was able to sit next to during our strategic planning process, and excited to see what comes out of that and how we can really move our district forward with some of that planning that we haven't done in a long time. Thank you to our administrators, administrative assistants, and those that put in that incredibly important work. And next week to all of our teachers who are doing the work in the classrooms to educate the next generation of Jacksonians. So lots of thanks this week. And thank you to the Madam President for almost getting us out of here in a half hour. Spoke too soon.
Well, I want to go. Just wanted to say thanks. I know kindergarten roundup ended, and that's a big heavy lift for those of you in the schools and for everybody else who's organizing that. So thank you. And testing as well, which is a not really rewarding part of our jobs, but a hard one. And since we're at the home stretch, just want to lift you up and encourage all of you who are in the schools, the buildings, helping our kiddos. We appreciate you so much. Keep it up.
Chris, did you want to say something about our 100 years?
So I just kind of want to make sure that you guys are informed as we go along. The 2027 year is going to be the centennial year for Jackson High School. So we will, but we need to plan for it, right? So the planning starts now. May 5th, there is a concert that the high school is doing. A couple of years ago, our past director, Joel Shaner, had commissioned for a piece of music, which is pretty common that you might do that. So they're going to just showcase that and just kind of introduce it, but it really isn't going to be yet our centennial. I just wanted you to know that that was coming out, and it's good for them. They've been practicing it. And then by the end of this week, you should receive an email we'll be sending out to many, many folks in the community to join our Jackson Centennial 100-year committee. And from there, we'll be asking some folks to lead some committees. There's lots of things that we plan on doing. We kind of made a preliminary year-long events from January on, but some things will happen before that leading up to the 100-year. Obviously, we'll be doing logos and selling selling gear and all that kind of stuff. But I just wanted you guys to be aware of when the centennial actually is, and to be prepared to be ready to join committees and be part of things as we move forward through planning for next year. It's a big undertaking, but we're pretty excited about it, and we know everybody is excited to celebrate, and we hear so many people who are excited. So I think there's a lot of fun things planned, but I wanted you guys to be aware of it so that if you get any questions or you have any questions or you see stuff coming, that you aren't confused that it starts at a different time than it does. It's just that we have to start planning and getting ready and ramping up and all of those things. So just join in the fun and take the ride with us. And also, on behalf of Cabinet, we did want to say thank you to all of you who showed up to our Saturday strategic plan. It meant a lot to us, and you all had a lot of great input, and we appreciate working with you very much.
Thank you, Chris. So I wanted to also thank everyone that came out for the strategic planning. That was a Saturday, 8:30 till 4:30. It was an all-day meeting, and I was so impressed by the talent. And there were generational people coming to this meeting. They'd been through, their parents, and then they were there, their children. It was remarkable. I just want to really publicly thank everyone for coming on their Saturday and spending time with us. It was really remarkable, so thank you. So at this time, agenda item number 11 is the calendar. So May 20th, it's our Jackson High School Baccalaureate, downtown First United Methodist Church, 6 p.m. May 21st, Jackson High School Honors Night in our Jackson High School Auditorium, 6 p.m. May 22nd, SCMV commencement, Jackson High School Auditorium, 1 p.m. May 22nd, 2026, Jackson High School Pathways commencement, Withington Community Stadium, 6 p.m. May 25th, Memorial Day observance, no school. May 26th, our regular board meeting. So that's going to be the fourth Tuesday of the month. So at this time, do I have a motion to adjourn? Any deliberation? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries.
I have one thing to add really quick to you
okay.
guys. The euphony choir from Jackson High School is going to be performing at States this Thursday. So kind of send all your good vibes. That's in Mason High School. It's I think they perform at 1:45. So.
Thank you, Jessica.
You're welcome.
And the Pop Goes the Weasel is Thursday.
That's
and
right.
then the other one. And then the big Jackson High Arts Celebration is May 5th. So we just want to make sure we get those in there for you in case you're not looking at your social media constantly.
Super.